All right, the wrap-up show with John and Jim. The collapse is officially underway. Nationals take the first two games of this series. They are now 3-2 against the Padres over the last week. The Padres will try to get up off the mat this weekend, and if they don't, you have any confidence they can salvage anything down the stretch. I mean, if they completely roll over and lose the next two games, as crazy as that sounds, then how on earth could they possibly recover from that? And the minute adversity strikes, the Fernando Tatis Jr. steroid PED pop, and this team has gone completely in the tank, as if they had relied on him at some point earlier this year. It's John and Jim. It's the wrap-up show. We want to hear from you. Another disappointing, embarrassing loss for the Padres. Please subscribe if you're a Padres fan. That's what we ask of you. Please smash the like button, even though you don't like anything right now. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Please consider joining by clicking the join button down below. You get the emojis and the badges and the members-only content. And please, if you want to make sure we get your comment, use the super function by clicking the $sign down below. We'll get to all of the supers. Great way to support this channel. And we appreciate those super chats. Jim, I don't even know where you started. It is literally deja vu all over again. It is last night again. And here we are on a Friday night saying the same exact things we said last night.
We had Kyle Glazer today on John and Jim on Extra. And he said something that stuck with me. And it's, if you don't take 3 or 4 from the Nationals here, you're not a serious baseball team and you don't deserve to be in the postseason. Like, plain and simple.
It's going to be tough to take 3 out of 4 now.
Because there's only 2 games remaining.
Right.
But you're not serious. You're not a serious baseball team. You can't take 3 or 4 from the Nationals. How do you expect the 9 games against the Dodgers are going to go in September? How do you expect the series against the St. Louis Cardinals is going to go in September? How do you expect the 6 games against the Giants is going to go in September? You are not serious right now. And everybody, the only person on this team right now that is doing their part, well, I would put Soto in there as well to an extent. But really, the only person that is doing more than everybody else is Manny Machado. Other than that, offensively, not pitching-wise, but offensively, he is the only person you can count on in this offense to do anything when opportunity comes. And it's a joke. It really is. Like, you said it before we started. How is this any different than 2021? Names on the back of the jerseys are different, but the same things are happening like in 2021. You're not taking care of business versus the teams that you should beat. You are blowing leads. Your offense is shit. Everything that happened in 2021, it's not happening the same in 2022, but the same results are happening, and that's losing baseball.
When they took a lead tonight, Jim, on live betting odds, they were minus 600, even leading 1-0. I figured they might be left for dead, trailing 3-1. Manny Machado nearly gave him a lead. Of course, the ball was off the top of the wall. Of course, they couldn't get him in from third with only 1 out. They're asking to lose these games. They're not playing better than the Nationals. You might blame Bob Melvin for putting Josh Hader into this game. That wasn't his decision. They clearly had the conversation with the front office, and today he was going to get the opportunity with a leader in a tie game in the 9th inning. That wasn't some unilateral decision Bob Melvin made. Now, what do you do with Josh Hader? Whole nother conversation. And we'll have it, I'm sure, here tonight. What I would do in this time, I'm putting him on the IL, and I'm hoping that Drew Pomeranz is ready, or Jose Castillo is ready, or Pierce Johnson. That's not going to be until September. But someone's got to step up and assume the closer role. Hader needs to figure it out, and he needs to go on the IL because everything's off with Josh Hader, and that's clear. 20-piece McNugget, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, guys. Click that join button if you want to become a member. Let me get to some of these supers. Thank you, 20-piece McNugget.
Thank you.
It's a lot of McNuggets. It's a lot.
No.
Juan Bermudez, thank you, Juan. He says, I'm still ready for San Diego State basketball. So am I, Juan. On nights like tonight, so am I.
I'm ready for football, man. I'm ready for that stadium.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to Snapdragon Stadium tomorrow, which we are doing. John, thank you for the super. He says Bob Melvin should be fired if they miss the playoffs. John, thank you for the super. We both disagree with that. That would be a 4th manager in 5 years. What's that fixing? You're putting lipstick on pigs by doing this.
No, this is on the players, man. This is all on the players. What is Bob? I mean, Bob Melvin, yes, he has made some not great
Sure.
decisions. Tie game.
What did he do tonight? I mean,
What-
they'd already used like 10 relievers. Blake Snell went like no innings,
Tie game, 9th inning. And their closer sucks right now.
Yeah. I mean, he
And
didn't acquire
I
the
think-
closer.
I think the mistake you could say that Bob Melvin is why did you not put in Josh Hader in a 10-3 game in Miami when he hasn't pitched an entire road trip to try to get him right?
I agree with that.
And now his confidence is completely shit. His confidence is gone.
It's
And you got to figure out a way to get that back.
His stuff is gone. His stuff
And
is
that
gone.
too. Yeah, his stuff is so flat.
He gets no swings and misses. He's behind
Slider's
everyone.
not
His
there.
slider's terrible.
It's like, I mean, maybe the Nationals or maybe the Brewers are like, we knew something you didn't know. But how did a guy like that just all of a sudden fall off a cliff?
How's that even possible? I mean,
he's throwing 99 still.
From Hall of Fame caliber to the worst reliever in baseball, that happened pretty quick.
And there could be an issue with like his release point, and I can understand that. But dude, you got to fix because you were brought here for a reason. They're not going to just bench you, right? You were brought here for a reason.
He didn't acquire him. I mean, the GM did. The managers don't acquire the players. The managers use the players that they have.
Yeah. So it was another pathetic loss, and they got to look themselves in the mirror here because if you can't beat the fucking Nationals, how do you expect to beat the Dodgers? How do you expect to go in the postseason?
I know it's all on the brink.
It's on the brink. It is. There's 40 games left. Okay. There's not 10 games left in the season. There's 40 games left. I will continue to say that they still have a little bit of time to get this thing turned around. Okay. But the way they're playing right now, not serious baseball. Your margin for error is literally like
it's
paper
zero.
thin.
Well, here's the thing. There's time, and I agree with you, 1/4 of the season, but there's still time to have the exact same finish as last year, which is basically finished like 10 games out. I mean, there's time for them to get blown out of the water. A team like Milwaukee, which has not been a great team, to be honest, but if Milwaukee goes 6-1 over a 7-game stretch, and you play like this and go 1-6, season over. You fall 4 games, I mean, season's over. So that's what is on the line right now. Can you avoid falling 4 games out of a wild card spot in the next week? And how are you going to do it? Going to rely on Milwaukee to suck? Are the Giants going to continue to suck?
No.
I don't think you stumble into it. I still feel that way. John saying Morejon couldn't have pitched. I don't think so. He went an inning and 2/3. He's coming off Tommy John. I don't think. I think.
But really, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, making the postseason, no matter what, ultimate goal. But do you really want to just say, hey, at least into the playoffs? Like, no, you want to be playing some good baseball going into the postseason. Now, maybe I mean, I can't remember a team stumbling into the postseason and then winning the World Series or making a run to like the NLCS or something. You know, usually teams that make the World Series are probably playing pretty good baseball headed.
I want to say the 2017 Dodgers lost 16 of 17 and made the World Series. I could be wrong. It might have been 17 of 18. There was some crazy stretch.
Well, again, they're the fucking Dodgers.
I know,
okay?
Exactly. But someone looked that up. It was something like that.
The Padres' history is suffering, pain, and collapse. Okay.
Let's get to some of these supers. Ryan, thank you for the super. Thank you guys for the supers. Great way to support this channel. Just click that $sign down below. We're going to get to all of them. We feel your misery tonight. You can hear it in our voices. Ryan, Hader turning into, and we're not going to kick and scream and yell and take shirts off. Hader turning into Rick Ankiel.
Rants.
What's that? Right. I mean,
or have scripted rants.
Turning into Rick Ankiel out there, LOL. I mean, you're not kidding. I mean, wheels do fall off sometimes with professional, just athletes in general. I mean, wheels can fall off. Pitching obviously is a tenuous skill.
Like,
it can be.
This guy has a track record that trajectory is Hall of Fame. So how did all of a sudden it just like fall off a cliff?
Well, next year he's going to pitch for like Philadelphia and be like amazing, or like the Yankees.
Oh yeah, he's going to get traded in the offseason,
and he'll be amazing for the Yankees.
He'll have 53 saves next year with a .70 ERA.
Yeah.
No big deal. That's fine.
But he just couldn't deal with San Diego. Nobody can. I mean, they get traded here and they're like, whatever.
Josh Bell at the plate has some of the worst swings I've ever seen.
I thought he had the night off, and then he's in the game in like the 5th inning, and he still manages to go like 0 for 3.
You're 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a couple groundouts. Like,
I mean, like, dude, I thought you had the night off. Like, if he has the night off, give him the night off. Thank you, Cam, for the super and your membership. He says, I can't handle this crap anymore. I don't even want to talk about it. I know. We're the same way. It's like, you know, that feeling of like, it's like looking at a train wreck or a car crash. You don't want to look at it, but cars slow down because they do look at it, even though you tell yourself not to look at it. And that's what we're going through right now. We said the same thing every night, Jim. Last year in 2021, I mean, we freaked out. We could not figure it out.
Everyone's like, it's fine.
We spent 50 days. We spent the final 50 days of the year trying to figure it out. And there was no answer other than the fact that they are mentally weak, or they were in 2021. I think they're mentally weak right now as well. I don't think they deal well with adversity. I think the Tatis thing has really pushed them up against the ropes and made them unstable.
So why is that?
I don't know. That's more.
Why are they a mentally weak team?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
It just doesn't make sense, dude. I don't get it. A mentally weak team over and over and over again, and then you change managers a bunch. Like what's going on? What is it?
I mean, and if you're the Nationals now playing this series with House Money and all these former Padres, I mean, I would not be shocked at all if the Nationals won the next 2 games. I wouldn't. So the Padres better do something to prevent that from happening, which means show up. Show up. You have 7 hits in the series. You're hitting 118 as a team.
But even splitting the next 2 days, unacceptable. Like, a split is still horrific, but you lose 3 of 4 to the Nationals at home. I mean, you better start booking those trips for Cabo, or at least have those ready to go, because you have now shown that you're not a serious baseball team. I know there'll be 30-something games left, but you're not serious.
Dude, you just lost with Darvish and Snell, and now you have Musgrove. I mean, Manaya's been awful. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Nationals beat up Manaya. I know you're facing Patrick Corbin, but the Nationals are literally, they have playing with house money, double stealing, bunting, smiling, having a nice time. Everyone's having a great time out there for the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, also no big deal. CJ Abrams, two-run single tonight. No big deal.
2-out single, where the Padres haven't had a 2-out hit since I was like 18. Juan, thank you. He says, I miss Rogers. I mean, as crazy as that is, I mean, Rogers was never like this. I mean, there were some moments, but I don't think 4 consecutive outings like this. Not that I recall. Actually, that's probably a lie. He had some bad outings. He had some bad moments.
Very bad outings, yeah.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Adrian, who says disband the organization. 29 big league teams starting this weekend.
Probably not. Yeah. Probably not.
Adrian saying, thank you, Adrian, again for the supers. He says, Tatis news and Hader is mentally draining them. I mean, Hader, yeah, I mean, players, like teammates of players that are struggling, they go through this. I mean, the pitchers struggle over the course of a year. We've seen guys get tanked, starters or relievers. We've seen a lot. The Tatis thing, I think, has, for whatever reason, they can't get past that news cycle. I'm not saying that's the reason this is happening, but I'm saying it's part of the reason that this is happening. Time for Tatis. You know what Tatis needs to now do for this team is to like give him a pep talk. Be like, guys, I'm not coming back. Forget about me. I'll see you in 6 months.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about me. I'll see you later. Can you start playing up to your ability? Because I'm not saving you. I'll see you later. I fucked up. I'll see you later. My bad. But
bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Don't let it ruin your season, because my season's been ruined. You guys were playing fine without me. Why are you going into the tank now?
I still don't think it's because of Tatis why they're playing this way. Really, I think they've moved on. Honestly, I just think that they're in this massive press mode right now. They are pressing so hard, and it's definitely not pressure. Come on, pressure in San Diego. Stop. It's like,
but you're playing in front of 40,000 every night.
No. I think that they're pressing too much, and I don't know how that's going to stop.
Neither do I.
Like, how do you stop pressing? You just like say F it?
I mean, if you're pressing against bad teams, I assume you're pressing against good teams. I mean, are they all of a sudden going to turn the tables against the better teams when they play them? I don't see it. I just do not see it.
Yeah, it's just if you can't beat the Nationals at home, okay, what do you expect against the Dodgers in September? Like, really?
Well, it's like the writing, we've been saying this now for days and days and days, like the writing is on the wall. It's almost like you've already been passed, even though you still technically have the 6th spot. The way I'm looking at it, and I said this in 2021, it proved to be right. I'm like, there's nothing saving this team, I said in 2021. I mean, it was right in front of us plain as day, the way they were playing for weeks and weeks. Now, we're not yet at that point because of 40 games. But if this continues for another 5 days and they go 0-5 for the next 5 games or 1-4 at home against the Guardians and the Nationals, then it's basically over, right? I mean, what's going to save the team? A miracle? I mean, you have to ask yourself, what's going to save them if they go 0-5 or 1-5 in the next 6 games?
The entire team to get really hot and win like 8 of 9 at some point in September.
Dude, they have 7 hits in the series against, I keep forgetting who started yesterday.
I don't know,
Scrap heat. They have 7 hits in the series against the Washington Nationals at home. Don't tell me
not great, John.
is a tough hitter's yard.
It's not great. But it's just like one of those things you're like, this doesn't make any sense. You get Juan Soto, who's Juan fuck Soto. You get Josh Bell, who's hit over 300 this year. You get Brandon Drury, who's having an all-star season. And they come here, and you get Josh Hader, who is one of the best closers in the game. And they come here, and it's like everyone just turns to shit.
Baseball.
What the hell happened?
What are we doing here? Are we going to go? Are they in the gas lamp every night? Are they surfing during the day? Are they playing golf? Vector, thank you for the super. He says, hard to stomach watching much more of this team. It is, yet we come back to it every single night. It's like you can't get away from it. You said it, I think, last night, Jim, or today on the radio, like whether it's like an X or a drug. It's like you can't escape this. I mean, you have to watch this. You have to watch this through. Let me get to the supers. We just had a crazy super roll in.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I did on the radio today about the X. What did I say? I don't remember.
Something about like
a long day.
Oh, that might have been off the air actually with our PD Brian Long. I forget if it was on air or off air, but you basically were like, you're living in separate rooms. You're just like acquaintances at that point. Like,
yeah,
I don't even know.
By the way,
I don't even know.
By the way, shout out. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Shout out D Smith watching from Mexico. What up?
Darren Smith in the chat, dude.
Darren Smith in the chat.
Stay in Mexico.
Yeah, don't come back.
You don't want to deal with this.
You trust us.
Dude, keep going further south. What's further south from Mexico? Just keep going through Latin America.
Just stay there. Don't come back
into South America.
Yeah.
Seriously, Monday is not going to be a good show, Darren. I can promise you that. Let me catch up here. Tell me if I've missed any. David, thank you for the super. He says 2007, 2010, 2021, now 2022. Late season collapses for potential Padres playoff teams is the standard. Not sure what is in the water at Petco. I don't know. 2019, they were never going to make the playoffs, but they were 500.
No, but that was a collapse in a different sense. They just quit.
They just quit on the season.
Right. They didn't collapse because they had a playoff spot. They just quit.
Right. Thank you, David, for that. I mean, listen, we thought we had supered our way out of the curse 2 nights ago, and it led to a win in Miami.
They won 10-3. We're like, let's go. We got this. Good vibes. And then they just lost the next 2 against the Nationals.
I know. Alex, thank you for the super. He says, at this point, I'm used to it. To be honest, it's always on to next year. We will get to 60 games, then collapses at this point every year, 2019, 2021, 2022. You're right. I mean, they start free and loose. They play well for half season. You're like, well, they're definitely going to go to the postseason, right? Expanded playoffs. And then they can't escape. They can't escape themselves. Last year, they make no moves at the deadline, Jim. It doesn't work. This year, they make every move at the deadline. It doesn't work. This year, Tatis, like a once-in-a-decade suspension. Who expected that? There hasn't been a notable suspension like A-Rod in a decade. And here's Fernando Tatis Jr. suspended.
Right.
I mean, what are the odds of that?
The odds are pretty slim.
I mean, I feel like they're kind of slim.
Like, if you were to tell me the Thursday before Tatis got suspended, you came in and be like, dude, look, what if this happened? What if Fernando Tatis Jr. got suspended for steroids tomorrow? What would you say? Like, fuck off, go away.
Like you're an idiot. I mean,
you're the biggest idiot ever.
Like realistic.
No,
like, the guy's
stop.
Out.
Yeah, like what are you talking about? And oh, by the way, this team would then go and play the Nationals, and the Nationals will look like the 1998 New York Yankees.
The Nationals look like the 2019 Nationals.
Yeah, the World Series Nationals 2019. So
Soto probably wants to get traded back to the Nationals. He's like, man, this team's unbelievable. I wish I was on this team.
I mean, so if you look at Soto's combined record for the teams he's been on this year,
He's been really bad.
It's been horrible.
He's got the worst record in baseball because he was with the worst team, and now he's 6-10 with the Padres. So he's got the worst record in baseball among all players.
Yeah.
Think about that. The best player has the worst record in all baseball. That's all you need to know about baseball.
Yep.
Mike Trout doesn't save your season, nor does Juan Soto. Gus, thank you for the super and membership. He says, does Soto deserve $500 million for walkathons? Yeah, probably, because what else do they have? Yeah, you're building your organization around Juan Soto. And again, he's not the end-all be-all because he's one player. But you can. He's played 16 games. He's getting on base 44% of the time. I mean, I don't know if we should be killing Juan Soto.
No, and I get Gus's point because he's got 1 homer and 3 RBIs. I'm not ripping him. I'm just telling you where I think Gus is coming from, right? And this is, for Soto standards, this entire year is a down year for Juan Soto.
Yep.
If you look at his career, he has amazing numbers. And this year too, he'll still probably hit around 30 home runs and have maybe around 80 RBIs and have
maybe
and have an 70. And have an OPS of over 900 and an on-base percentage of like 440. And you're like, that's a down year for Soto. You're like, what? So I think we're going to see
maybe
the best
he does
version
need to be the guy that carries them a little bit, because they have one carrier, that's Machado. I mean, maybe he does need to be more aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like you're still going to – we won't see the true Juan Soto until I feel like next year. I mean, maybe we're going to get some hot Juan Soto down the stretch, and I would love that along with Manny Machado, but we talked about today on the radio. Good teams and teams that win championships is yes, the stars come and they produce, but it's about the others. Like Shaq always says, like, you don't win championships without the others.
Well, look at what the others did tonight, Jim.
Yeah, the others suck.
Yeah, the others, Profar 0 for 4, Drury 1 for 4, Myers 0 for 2, walk, Kim 0 for 4, Alfaro 0 for 3. The others are doing nothing. The others are afterthoughts.
I know.
Let's run through a couple of these supers that I need to tell you about Mark Nimitz. JD's third, thank you for the super. He says, Bomel is suspect. Believe me now, guys. Told you day one. I'm not putting it all on Bomel. I was critical of Bob Melvin last night, but there's a lot of factors. Bob Melvin's not responsible for tonight. You can say, why is Hader pitching there? Because he was told to pitch him there. Because he's the closer, and the GM acquired the closer, and it's a 1-1 game in the ninth. I have a feeling the front office talked to Bob Melvin within the last 24 hours, and they said, in a safe spot or tie game in the ninth inning, you go back to him. If it doesn't work out, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm not putting the ninth inning on Bob Melvin tonight. And I did yesterday. I didn't like the way he used Hader yesterday or Darvish, but today I can't do it.
No.
Okay, we need.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even see
emojis.
This. Whoa!
Thank you, Where You At Productions. This is one of the largest supers in the history of the wrap-up show. We are thankful for your super chat. We are thankful for everyone's support that is in the chat right now. We appreciate it. Again, as you know, labor of love. We do this each and every night. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We know these nights are tough. He says, watch the game on my phone. Don't know if anyone heard the audio issue. See, Jim had it. I didn't have it on DirecTV stream.
Dude, I couldn't. It was very bad.
He says, but it wasn't. He says it wasn't as bad as Hader's arm tonight. Great job, front office. Should AJ Preller be fired if we don't make the postseason? The question that we've been asking Jim for 24 months. We said we would avoid this question after he acquired Juan Soto, but it's coming up with the fans.
Yeah, I it's hard to blame Preller because you would think he made all the right moves.
Just doesn't make sense.
This goes a lot on the players. Now you could say that this is a mismatch of talents. Like this is just a bunch of talent collection, and they don't gel right.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
And that could be an issue, right? You got a bunch of good. You have a bunch of talent on this team, and they just don't gel. Like look in other sports, like mostly in the NBA, right? The Nets, they got Harden and KD and Kyrie, and you think that's going to work, and it blew up in their face. So sometimes it's not about just acquiring a bunch of talent. You got to make sure that talent, at least it needs to gel and fit properly, and maybe that's the case here where the talent is just not gelling right. But again, I get that point, but also it kind of doesn't make sense because like Juan Soto, I feel like could fit on any team in baseball. I feel like Josh Bell could fit on like any team in baseball. I feel like Brandon Drury could fit most on any team in baseball.
Remember I had a stat earlier today on the radio, I think, that was passed along to me, the feast-famine stat, basically, that they're not middling. They're not losing games by scoring 6 runs. They're losing games by scoring like 1 run. Today they had 3.
Yeah.
but they had 3 hits. They lose games scoring 1 run, and they win games scoring 10 runs. It's like they roll over when they're down, and when things are good, they've had some 5, 6, 7, 8 run innings. Even in the last 2 weeks, they've had a number. They've probably had 4 6+ run innings in the last 2 weeks. It's just when going gets tough, they've rolled over, and that's not a good mark of a team. It just isn't. Where are you at, Productions? Thank you so much for that super. We're going to get to all of the supers here tonight. Before we get back to the supers in the chat, we do need to tell you about our title sponsor and all of our partners that make the show possible day in and day out, including our buddy Mark Nimitz, the title sponsor of the wrap-up show. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, who is in the chat here tonight. If you have insurance needs, including life insurance, auto, home, renter's life, earthquake insurance, Mark Nimitz is your guy. He can save you $750 on your insurance needs, $750. He's got great service and communication. If you ever have a claim, he can save you even more money. If you ever have to file a claim, I recently had to do it. We had all this, what did we have? A leak in here. We had to get new flooring. So Mark Nimitz took care of everything. I mean, he saved us literally thousands of dollars. He's a San Diegan. He's a huge Padres fan. He supports this channel. If you're a San Diegan and you want to support a local business that supports this channel, the next time you have an insurance need, whatever it is, you need life insurance, you need auto insurance, you need earthquake insurance, first call you got to make is to Mark Nimitz. Here's his website. There's a link down below. Thank you, Mark, for your support of this channel. And thank you for the viewers for your support of Mark if you ever have insurance needs.
Yeah, all his information's above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
All right, let's get back to it. Thank you again, Mark, for your support. Juan saying, not even a 20 can break the curse. 50, maybe. Where you at, Productions? Maybe that's what it's going to take. I don't know, Jim. What do you think?
I mean, maybe, but like this can't just be a one-game thing. You got to go on a little bit of a run here. You got to win 7 of 8. You got to win 8 of 10. You can't just win you can't just have a good game in a row. You can't have a one good game in a row.
I'll take the one good game in a row right now.
But they had that in Miami, and you're like, okay, let's string together, right? And then you're going to use the excuse, well, the traveling. Fuck off with that excuse.
Well, by the way, the Nationals traveled across the country.
I know. Every team does. Way. It's called big leagues, bruh.
I mean, they're on a charter, and they stay at the Ritz.
Right. Wherever they stay. They stay at the Omni Hotel right across the street.
Mean, the teams are fine. The travels, they play day games. I mean, they're not even playing games that end at 1 in the morning and then traveling cross country.
I'm sure they stayed at a very nice hotel in Miami.
I'm sure it was beautiful.
I'm sure it was great. And you know what? I bet probably a couple of them even stayed at Manny's house. Like, or if he has a house in Miami. I know he's building one there, but
he's got to. Oh, good point. Yep, good point. By the way, I do want to blame the black cat again, just because. I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid, but I want to blame the black cat. I see some comments in the chat about that. Martin, thank you for the super. We do appreciate it. Thank you guys for the supers. Great way to support this channel. Click that $sign down below. We'll get to all the supers here tonight as the Padres again lose in embarrassing fashion to the Nationals at Petco 6-3. He says it's crazy how relaxed some of the worst teams play against the Padres. The way the team ended the game tonight felt like they just gave up. That 9th inning was embarrassing. Not just the hater part of it, but then the bottom of the 9th inning, it was like
I literally couldn't stop laughing, and not because I find it funny. It's just because it was like, you've got to be kidding me. All 3 players involved in the play were all acquired here, and it just seemed like no one was on the same page. Josh Hader throws a ball into the right field. Okay. You see Josh Bell, Superman, diving to try to catch it. And then you see Juan Soto fall on himself, belly flop in right field to try to get this ball back. He's like crawling to the baseball. And you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Comical, dude.
It was. I mean, embarrassingly comical, like funny in a non-funny way. Like funny.
Exactly. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
Like
because you either laugh or you cry, and you don't want to cry watching.
And the next pitch, it's like boom, 2-run homer
by a guy that never homered. I mean, that's Hader is
shot right now.
He's shot. So if it's an injury, it's an injury. I don't suspect it is. If he needs to be fixed, then go fix it in AAA. I mean, go put him on the IL.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to hope. I hope it's just like a mechanical thing. I hope it is.
Mechanical things don't get worked out in a day. I mean, it could take weeks. It could take longer.
But again, they get fixed when you're up 10-3 and you haven't pitched in 8 days.
Yeah, not 1-1 in front of 80,000 people.
Yeah. Like, or a
Which
tie
he did
game.
tonight. I mean, walk, swinging bunt, and he throws the ball like 50,000 feet down the right field line. I mean, come on, man.
Jump
So
that thing.
Hernandez, by the way, that throw to first must have been 100 miles per hour. What are you doing? He just like fired the thing like aimlessly. It was ridiculous. Zoe, thank you for the super. He says Petco's patience starting to wear thin. It seemed like it seemed quiet in there.
Everybody's
After the
patience is
Manny,
wear thin, dude. I mean, you just look at Twitter and like the Padres give up a walk, and it's like, here we go again.
I know.
Like,
I know.
what can go wrong is going wrong right now.
Murphy's Law.
And from last week, the National Series, when they went on the road, what's their record? They lost 2 out of 3 against Miami. They lost the 2 here, so they're 4-5.
They're 1-4 in their last 5 against Miami and Washington.
That's just you're unserious.
The funny thing is they were playing all right. Even the 2 out of 3 they won in DC. Remember, if not for the overturn at home plate, maybe they win that game as well. I mean, it's not like they were playing like horrifically in DC.
But how about this?
It wasn't great in Miami, but they lost to Alcantara.
How about you score more than 3 runs against the Nationals? That's a concept.
And how about more than 7 hits in 2 games against the Nationals?
Right. And how about maybe you have other players in the team contributing to those runs other than Manny Machado? That'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Zoe says, I don't know if the 40,000 plus crowds continue next year if we collapse again. Hader's contract worries me also. Yeah, I don't see Hader here in 2023. I don't. I guess you get rid of him maybe for a bag of peanuts, potentially. I think the crowds continue if you have Soto, Machado, Tatis. Honestly, it's like, it's like people keep coming back to things. They come back to their exes. They come back to vices, and they come back to the Padres, right? I mean, if you're going to star-stud the lineup with a big 3, I think it's a city without an NFL team. I mean, people love the Padres, which is awesome. I mean, that's why so many of you are here each and every night. Mm-hmm. So I think people are going to be here. Fans deserve all the credit in the world for supporting this team through these collapses the last couple of years, and I think they'll be back in 2023.
Because honestly, as just annoying as this is to watch as a fan, and frustrating it is, would you rather be here, frustrated and annoyed with everything, or would you rather be a Pittsburgh Pirate fan right now?
You're right, Pittsburgh fan. You're right, guys. Let's start a Pirates channel tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to change the wrap-up show name here so we can do the Pirate, ship show.
Yeah, well, you got a yellow sign, so it would work out well.
Perfect.
Hernsey, thank you for the super. I mean, this is a good point. It's not like anyone is actually taking the bull or is, exactly taking the bull by the horns. Giants lose to the bad Rockies. Brewers lose to the bad Cubs. Padres lose to the really, really bad Nationals if you're looking at records. So, hashtag bright side. But again, this goes back to our point, Hernsey, where this is when you want to create the room so you can give something back against the Dodgers. If you were playing well here and you had the 4 or 5 game cushion, you're not a lock for the postseason because the Dodgers are still coming up, but you could play poorly against the Dodgers and still maybe retain an advantage in the wild card. Now you can't play poorly against the Dodgers. While you're playing the Dodgers, the Brewers are playing the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers are better than the
Pirates.
Reds. And the Dodgers are better than the Pirates too. The Cardinals and Brewers only play 4 more times the rest of the year.
Padres played
not
7 times against the Giants and Dodgers.
15. Is that what you said?
I know. I said 15.
That's crazy. I know.
I mean, they play what is it? The Giants are a winning baseball team, or they're 500 right now?
I think they might have fallen a game under.
Okay. But still, you faced the Dodgers for 9. You faced the Cardinals for 3. You faced the White Sox for 3. So that is 15 games against teams over 500, plus division opponents that you can't beat ever in the Diamondbacks, Giants, and Rockies.
Dude, it's a tough schedule. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It feels like doing work would be going 20-20, and then the Brewers are playing the Pirates every day. So
I mean, maybe they will win. Maybe they will win 85 games. I said 85 wins at the beginning of the season. Maybe they will win 85 games.
Well, they better not be 79.
Oh, dude, don't even. Dude, they have to go 13-25 down the stretch to do that.
13-27. How many wins they have?
66.
Yeah, 13-27. That's better than they played last year down the stretch.
If they win 79 games this year, I'll shave my head. It's not happening.
Will you do it if they win fewer than 79 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. 79 or fewer, Jim shaves his head. I like that. But I'm not rooting for it because that'll be an
No.
abject failure. Mark, thank you again for your sponsorship. Can't wait for Myers to be off this team. I don't disagree. I mean, this guy's done absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Had a couple of decent games on the road trip. But
He's done. He's shot. Why are
power.
you playing him? Don't play him anymore. But again,
Because
you have
they
another
have
option.
no one. Because they have Josh Bell, and he's like worse than Will Myers, if that's possible.
Yeah, it's love you, Will. You're funny. You're a character off the field, but time's done. It's done. His injuries this year have just ruined his season.
Yeah, like what's he going to get next year? A minor league deal? I mean, he's going to get
John,
he's going to get a deal worse than Tommy Pham.
John, you know where he's going.
Colorado, he's going to hit 31 home runs.
Exactly.
I know. Or San Francisco, and he hits 29 home runs. And
right, because he fucking rakes at Oracle Park.
Yep. Alex, thank you for the super. He says the San Diego collapse strays.
Work on it, Alex. I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat, but maybe work on it a little bit more. It's okay.
Paco, you're right. I mean, minus 400 favorites back-to-back nights. You don't see a lot of back-to-back losses in that spot. I mean, that's a 1 in. I told Jim before the show, I think that's like a 1 in 20 at best. At best, there's a 5% chance of that happening over the course of a year. It's probably lower than that. It's probably more like a 2% chance of that happening. 3% chance. It doesn't happen a ton.
No.
Yeah, Vito. That's the emoji, the Brian Windhorst.
John and Jim, hypothetical. You're Seidler and the team claps again. What do you do? Dude, again, that's what John just said. I don't know. What can you do? You can't fire. You're not going to fire Preller. Definitely. You're not going to get rid of Melvin. You can't fire players. What are you going to do? Continue to fire the hitting coach? Oh, that's going to really work. I mean, maybe, but
probably will, but it won't do anything.
You're just rearranging the chairs on the Titanic.
How many consecutive years can you go over the luxury tax and finish 10 games out of the playoffs? I mean, that's a little crazy too.
I don't know, man. I do not get it.
Nobody gets it.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Maybe if you want to blame Preller for the others that he has brought on this team and they have not done well, the star power's been pretty good. Darvish has been good. Musgrove's been good. Manny's been good. Soto's been good. When Tatis is actually on the field, he's been good. You're not taking steroids, right? But the others that Preller has brought on this team have been a fucking train wreck.
All right, let's take a break from the supers. We'll get back to them. Keep them coming. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe if you're a Padres fan. Smash the like button. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We need to tell you about Omar Sanchez, who just launched a brand new website here today. We're going to show it to you in a moment. Loansbyomar.com. His contact information is on the screen right now. If you are a Padre fan and you have mortgage needs, you got to contact Omar Sanchez. Check out his brand new website. We're going to show it to you in a moment. Loansbyomar.com. Scan the QR code on the screen. That'll take you there. Text Omar anytime. 619-387-7798. He's your San Diego native mortgage broker. San Diegan, Aztec, huge Padres fan. And if you're looking to get into your dream home, he can help you. You should see all the resources at his website. It's really an incredible site. They did an excellent job with it. If you're looking to refinance, to consolidate debt, he can help you. If you're in the process of buying or refinancing and you want a second opinion to make sure you're getting the best deal possible, you need to call or text Omar Sanchez. So let me quickly pull up here, guys, this brand new site for our partner, Omar.
Yes.
So let's see it here. Okay. Drum roll.
Oh, baby.
Let me scroll
Clean,
up.
fresh.
Let me scroll up. Hold on. Let me do a reload.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
There
you go.
I'm Omar, your local mortgage broker. Click this education tab, guys. Loansbyomar.com. If you click this education tab, all the resources you need, first-time home buyer, looking to refinance, like everything you could possibly need. You're a renter. You want information about anything. First-time home buyer, CPAs, realtors, divorce attorneys, everything is here. So check out the site. And again, if you have mortgage needs, you got to get in contact with our buddy Omar. Great supporter of this channel. Great Resource, obviously, for people that are looking to refinance or looking for a mortgage here in 2022, loansbyomar.com. Check out the site, loansbyomar.com. They did a nice job, Jim.
And above John's head, every episode, QR code that will take you to this website right here. Scan it right to the website, easiest as possible, or the phone number 619-387-7798. When you reach out to Omar, let him know the wrap-up show sent you.
Please support this channel. Check out Omar, loansbyomar.com. We do appreciate that. Or scan the QR code on
the new website.
That'll get to the new site. Thank you, Omar. Let's get back to this. Stephen, thank you for the super. He says Juan Soto going down is one of the worst trades of all time. You don't need to trade the farm for one walk and a single every other game. Stephen, that to me is a pretty big exaggeration based on 16 games. I mean, he's got a near 900 OPS. I don't see how Juan Soto. Now, are you saying the team's not good enough? So why are you acquiring Juan Soto? But you can't tell me that Juan Soto is not an impactful player. And we don't know that based on 16 games either.
Right. And look, I understand the frustration because you acquire Juan Soto. Immediately, you want to see home run after home run. You want to see him in big situation, getting the big hits. You want him to just producing left and right because he is that good of a player. Sometimes it takes some time. I want to see that too. But if you look at the numbers, I mean, the dude is literally what the goal of baseball, obviously, is score runs, but to get on base. And Juan Soto does it better than anybody in the game. And he's doing exactly that for the Padres. And he's doing it better than he did with the Nationals this season.
Yeah, maybe if someone could come through with a clutch hit to, drive him in.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
That'd be cool. I mean, in 15 games, I think he has like 15 runs with the team.
Yeah, it's not bad. Considering the team
it's not
can't
good.
hit.
The only thing that has not come yet, and why I understand Gus's point is the power.
Yeah, run production.
And the run production. That's it.
Yeah. Give it, let's see. Let's give it time. I mean, the book's not closed on Soto's time.
Look, I'm riding with Soto the entire way. I'm not like he is.
You can't jump off the Soto bandwagon here, guys.
The Bell bandwagon, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can jump off the Bell bandwagon if you want.
Sure. Drury bandwagon, you're like,
but not Soto. Alex, thank you. Says being a Padres fan is like being in a toxic relationship. You are in a toxic relationship. You're in a relationship.
You love them one day, and you love them one day and hate them the next day. I texted Will. Shout out Will from Aura.
I'll tell you about Aura coming up.
I said the Padres are the kings of watch this just when you think it can't get any worse. You're like, this can't get any worse. Padres, watch this. Hold my beer.
I'll tell you, when the writing tonight was on the walls, when Machado doubles off the top of the wall, of course, he came a foot from a home run.
Yeah.
He's at third base with one out, and you don't get him in.
Yep.
I wonder if that's going to be costly.
Well, it was actually.
Yeah. And again, maybe they lose either. Maybe it would have been worse with Hader trying to protect a one-run lead. That would have felt worse than protecting a tie, but still, it wasn't good. Juan, thank you. He says, move from San Diego to Las Vegas. The show keeps alive. Does that mean keeps you alive?
The show must go on.
The show's got to go on, Juan. Thank you for hanging out with us from Vegas every night, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Sports Adam. And we're excited about it. But I want to see the Padres play good baseball. I mean, we don't do this every single day. We're not vested like this, all of us that are here every night, and not want to see this team find a way to get in. But now it's like, how? I mean, I'm going to watch tomorrow and say, if anything goes against them, you're like, look out. They fall behind 1-0 in the first inning. You're like, oh my God.
Game over.
Like, what are they going to do? And even if they score a run, like, is it going to be enough? Are they going to have, how are they going to score 5 runs? I don't know. Cam, thank you for the super. He says, how much do we blame the other coaches other than Bomel? Who gets fired if we don't make it? Again, like you said, moving chairs in the Titanic or whatever? I mean, someone will go, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There'll be
but again, this is Bob Melvin's coaching staff. This is not AJ Preller's coaching staff. You know, under Andy Green, under Pat Murphy for a little bit of a time, under Jace Tingler, those were AJ Preller's coaching staffs. This is Bob Melvin's coaching staff. Okay, so Preller can't walk into that clubhouse or that manager's office and ask Bob Melvin to get rid of somebody or replace somebody unless Bob Melvin's okay with it or wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how this works.
All right, let's get to the super here from our buddy T. Nelson. Thank you guys for the super. It's a great way to support the channel. Just click that $ sign down below. He says, Preller built this mediocre team. other than Machado, Soto, Musgrove, Prismat, and Darvish, who do you really trust hitting or pitching right now? Well, hold on. Musgrove, I don't know how much I trust him. I would kind of slide Snell in there. He wasn't perfect tonight, but he was also involved in an auto accident last night. Other than that group, I mean, Tim Hill's been great. Suarez has been good.
Profar has been good.
Nah, not recently.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what is it? Since the Tatis news came out, look at those numbers. Look at his last 7-8 days. Not good.
Not good.
But yeah, on the whole, he's been good. You're right.
Yeah.
He has on the whole. Just trying to catch up here on the chat. A very busy night in the chat. Thank you, guys. And thank you here, Hernsey, for another super.
Thanks,
Who says,
man.
look, hashtag keep the faith. Manny will rub off on others. Listen.
Can you rub off soon?
He's right, though. I mean, listen, despite all of this negativity that's coming from Jim and I, and it's coming from everyone here and most people here, they're a game up with 40 to play. That's just a factual statement. So what can you do from there? I mean, You're not buried. The season's not over. It'll be over if you keep playing like this, but it's not over. But they need to play better soon. And we're saying that every night, Jim. I mean, since Soto, 6-10 in 16 games, we're saying it every night. Like, play better, play better, play better. And they don't.
You didn't trade for that. You traded for at least 10-6.
Yeah. No, 10-6 would be great right now, man. They'd be 5 up on the Brewers if they were 10-6 in those 16 games. I'm going to get back to the Supers in a moment. I do want to tell you, you mentioned Will, our buddy, co-founder of Aura, a company that has offices in San Diego in Liberty Station. This is a great company, plant-based nutritional products, ora.organic. Click this Build Your Routine button, 30% off your first order by clicking that button. We're talking about probiotics. I take one every single day, plant-based, proteins for after workouts, pre-workout supplements, omega-3 oils, immunity pills, sleep pills, and more. Click the shop button. While you watch the wrap-up show, you can browse ora.organic. There is a link down below. Great company, great people. Will, their co-founder, again, a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan at the game tonight. We've been talking all night long. In fact,
Sorry, Will.
We were going to go to the game tonight with Will, other than the fact that Jim and I are both away tomorrow night for an event. But again, if you're looking to save money, if you're looking to get healthier, yourself, your spouse, if you want to support this channel, if you want to support a local business, please check them out. 30% off your first order, ora.organic.
Yeah, shout out, Will. Wish the team played better for you while you were in town. But in the meantime, go to the website, www.aura.organic. Build your routine. You'll get 30% off your first order. They have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. All their products taste delicious. Come from me and John. Like, take our word for it. They do. The raspberry lemonade flavor pre-workout is what I use daily. It's delicious. It's great. You get everything a pre-workout gives you, except for the giant crash after that most pre-workouts get. So that's why it's the best on the market. So go take it right now. Go to the website, www.aura.organic. You'll thank us later.
No doubt. Thank you again, Will, for your support of this channel and the Padres despite these trying times. Okay, JD's third. Thank you for the super. He says, AJ Tingler Preller is a great scout, but a horrible GM, executive, and can't assemble winning rosters. Always going for shiny objects. 9 years is enough. I mean, there's some shiny object syndrome in there.
There could be some
2015.
There's some truth to that for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's not a defined core of the team that is here.
Yeah, what's the core right now? Musgrove, Machado. I mean, Tatis is out.
Musgrove, Machado, Musgrove, Soto. But Soto's been here for a day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, part of the core used to be Eric Hosmer. I'm not trying to like parallel anything why this is happening, but you get my point. Is like that was that. If you ask me the core of this team, unfortunately, you'd say Eric Hosmer because he was a leader in that clubhouse. And you shake things up.
You know, Jim, this is an interesting question from Tom. He says, when do you cut the cord and start rebuilding again? I would say you can't do it before 2024. And the reason I say that is the Soto investment. I don't think you can restart the engine before the end of 2024. I don't see any scenario where you do. Musgrove's a lot of money. Soto, even in arbitration, is a lot of money. Tatis is money. You have Machado at least through 2023. So, I mean, I understand what he's saying. Like, if this doesn't work and last year doesn't work, like, when is it going to work? But through 2024, they're in like a now mode.
Right. Because that's the thing. Right. Like, that is the thing is if you do not win, Preller will have no choice but to start the rebuild.
Well, it won't be Preller.
Right, because he'll be gone, theoretically.
He'll be gone. I mean, if at the end of 2024 you have, let's say,
0 winning seasons,
well,
and that one
that's
playoff was
almost even I'm telling you that's crazy to say. Even though as bad as these 2 years have been, you're telling me they're not going to make it in 2023 or 2024. I mean, Lord, help us if that's the case.
Literally, yes. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, he's gone at the I mean, if you have 0 playoff appearances at the end of 2023, he's probably gone. Although that's kind of weird, but you still have Soto for another year. So I don't know. They have to make the postseason. I mean, if they only made the postseason one time in 3 years, the whole thing with the trade was we got 3 playoff runs. Well, are you going to have 3 playoff runs or 2? 2 or 1? 1 or 0?
Yeah.
Or all 3? We'll see. They still could get in this year. We'll see. Thank you again, Where You At Productions, for the very generous super chats throughout the show. Thank you guys for the supers. He says, interesting how we did better with our bench coach. When Bob was out, we were in first place at one point. It was short-lived, but just a thought. Where are those Padres at? It's been an interesting year for Melvin. I mean, he had the surgery. He had COVID. I don't know. I can't pin this on Melvin. I mean, we could pin on everyone, but I don't see a reason to hold him additionally accountable. I called him out last night. You know, again, there's bigger concerns, right?
There's bigger concerns. A lot bigger concerns. Like, you can't hit with runners in scoring position. You can't score 5 runs against the Nationals. Shit, you can't even beat the Nationals. There's bigger concerns here than Bob Melvin.
I think so. And again, he's getting a second year, guys. I mean, I think he's getting a third.
He's here he's got a 3-year contract. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. And after 3, regardless of what happens, that might be it. Because he's not a kid in this game. I mean, he'll be a 20-year manager.
He might say I'm gone, you know?
He might say he's gone in about 10 days. I mean, I don't blame him. Or at the end of this season. Alex, thank you for the super. He says, kind of feel bad for fans who Padres are their only team. Okay, so if you're a sports fan, the only team you root for is the Padres. Yeah, right. A lot of people here have an NBA team or an NFL team or a college team, but if it's only a Padres, it's not easy. It's just not easy. Cam, thank you for this very generous super as well. We appreciate you, Cam. We do. Here's to double effing the curse.
Yes. Let's go.
Remember, this works Sunday or Saturday, and starting some positive vibes. Keep the faith. I mean, Jim, is there any positive here? Like, I mean, some of our listeners and viewers are trying to spin it. I tried to spin it. You're 1 up with 40 to play. I mean, as bad as it's been.
Like, if you want to look at the day total, it's one of those like idle days, right? The Brewers lost, Phillies lost, the Giants lost, and the Padres lost. So nothing changed from yesterday. You just missed another opportunity to gain a game on those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, by the way, beat the fucking worst team in baseball.
Yeah, you lost that opportunity. And the Phillies are still going to get that team. Presumably, maybe the Brewers or Cardinals might still have the Nats ahead. I'm sure one of them does. Yeah, you're just wasting opportunities, and squandered opportunities usually bite you. We'll see if it bites this team or not. What about this from Gus? Don't rebuild, fire AJ. I don't see it. Bring in Theo. I mean, could AJ work for Theo? I don't see that.
I mean, before the Soto trade, you kind of like Theo's always been out there. You're like, interesting, but Preller's not going anywhere, dude.
I don't think so. And I'm not advocating for it based on what he did at the deadline. So what? You miss shots, but I mean, you miss them all if you don't take them.
If anything, Preller's going to bring in John Daniels from the Rangers, and they're going to be like co-GMs or something.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh, John Daniels will be working for the Padres in 2023.
Yep.
No question. Alex, thank you. He says, do you see Michael Berdar in the hot seat at all? Well, yeah, because this is what happens. I mean, hitting coaches always go. I don't think it's his fault, but I'm sure he will be, right, Jim? I mean, it's not his fault. I don't think it's his fault, but what the hell do I even know? I don't know. I have no clue. Why is that on the hitting coach? The guys that make $200 million don't hit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Did all of a sudden Josh Bell just forget how to hit because Michael Berdar's here? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh shit, you're my hitting coach. I guess I don't know how to hit anymore.
Right. My other hitting coach was great.
Yeah, I hit 301 with my other hitting coach, but with you, I'm hitting only 115. Yeah, you suck. You're
Yeah,
the
and
worst.
there better be a 450 stretch in Josh Bell over 13 games. There better be a 448 stretch in there.
Well, we
Okay.
talked to who did we talk to? Jesse Doherty, and
Yeah.
we
He
talked to
says,
somebody, and they said that he's not only very streaky, but once he gets hot, he
was it Dan
gets.
Lang?
Might have been Dan. No,
No, it was another Nats. You know who it was? It was the voice of the Dave Jagler. I want to say
yes,
voice of the Nationals.
yes. He said once Josh Bell gets hot, because he's seen it, he gets like scorching hot. So you need that.
Oh, he needs to get scorching hot. Thank you for this, K Fabe 1999, who says as pissed as we are all right now. Let's stay optimistic. They can go on a hot streak. We've seen it earlier in the year. Fingers crossed. I mean, we did see it earlier in the year. The problem is it's been so long. We didn't see it in July. We didn't see it in early August. We didn't see it in late June. We saw it in April and May, which is very similar to what we saw with the 2021 Padres. It's just so far removed. Half this team wasn't even like here for that. It feels like, right?
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of, so there's like one player, and it's Manny Machado.
So it seems like at times. Soto too.
Interesting.
But again, I get the frustration with him not driving in runs, but I'm not gonna,
No.
Come on. Let's see.
Like,
Let's
yeah,
let
he's
this
still hitting
thing
over
play out.
He's still hitting over 300 with a non-base over 400. Josh Bell is the guy that literally is just.
Well, I think he's under 300 with the Padres now.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna
280.
I'm gonna click. Let me see. Yeah, probably like 290 or something. I mean, whatever. It's 16 games. He's been solid. I mean, he's getting on base.
Yeah.
Can he do better? Yeah. I mean, this is one of the best players in baseball. So yeah, one of the best players in baseball can always do better, I would say. Oh, what a night, Jim. What a night.
Yeah.
All right, before we get out of here, can you pull that super down? Thank you guys for the supers tonight. I do need to let you know about Higher Impact Financial, by the way, because we're switching over our podcast. I do need to tell you about Higher Impact Financial. Eric Lanier, he's the founder of Higher Impact, San Diego born and raised, Mount Carmel High, huge Padres fan. His mission is to align his clients' values and passions with their finances. Okay, simple as that. He's a fiduciary. He will only make recommendations that truly make sense for you and are in your best interest. Specializes in retirement planning for individuals and couples who are looking to retire in 5 years or less and are looking for a retirement income analysis. He will help you put together a plan by looking at your 401k or pension. Along with that, if you're a new family trying to figure out financial planning and investing, Eric can help you too, whether it's figuring out how to manage debt or paying for college for your kids or improving your cash flow. Call Eric, 951-383-3033. That's 951-383-3033. Or check out his site, guys, higherimpactfinancial.com. He is the sponsor of the Wrap Up Show podcast, which is the audio-only edition of this podcast, which, by the way, is moving. We'll tell you more about that in the days ahead. But make sure to check out our podcast. And thank you for your support of higherimpactfinancial.com as well. All right, Jim. We will be back Sunday night because tomorrow night we're going to be at Harrah's Resort. Maybe some of you will be down there. Harrah's Resort, SoCal, Funner, California. We need to have more fun. By the way, a year ago, how about this, Jim? I'll give you this before we roll. A year ago when I was in Funner for this event, the Padres were in this complete tailspin. Exact same thing. Here's what happened that night. Was it the Cardinals at home? Cronenworth walked off? Or was it the Phillies at home? You know the play. You remember that night? They were left for dead. They were mired in a slump. You don't remember that? He walked off. It was either a tie or they were down a run.
Who the Padres did?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Late August last year, Cronenworth walking off at Petco, and then they still sucked after it. But for a moment, we're like, wow, big moment, big hit.
Well, you know what's going to happen tomorrow night while we're at this event? Juan Soto is going to hit like a walk-off grand slam.
Yeah, like his 5th home run of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be like the greatest game ever in the history of professional sports.
And we'll be
like 5 home runs and like 14 RBIs.
And we'll be doing our fantasy football event.
Yeah, we're like, well, the 3rd round, you should probably go for a wide receiver, Allen Robinson.
If they don't win tomorrow behind Musgrove, who's lost like 35 consecutive starts or decisions,
he needs a win bad.
Then like, I mean, they just need a win. And you know what? When I need a win, I like the idea of Joe Musgrove being out there. I mean, he's all in. I promise you that. So let's see. Yes, please tweet us about tomorrow's game. Thank you, guys. Michael, thank you for your support. All right, before we get out of here, subscribe. We have year-round content for you if you're a Padres fan. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. If you want to become a member, great way to support this channel. You get the emojis and the badges and more. Make sure to click the join button down below. Also, please support our partners. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, link down below. He can save you $750 on your insurance this year. He's our title sponsor, San Diegan, huge Padres fan. Please support his business. Please support our buddy Will at Ora, ora.organic, 30% off your very first order. And you got to check out Omar Sanchez. Scan that QR code right now or go to loansbyomar.com, his brand new website. All the information you need for home buying, for refinancing is now available to you by a San Diegan. Loans by Omar. Jim, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Snapdragon, Harrah's, Padres need a win. We'll be back with you guys Sunday night. Hopefully we see you tomorrow at Snapdragon or Harrah's. If not, right back here on YouTube Sunday night. There'll be better days. Mama said there'll be days like this. She didn't say there'll be this many, though.